Hey guys, it's Wendy Hutchinson with The Path of Me. Have you ever had a situation with a family member or a close friend where they have said something or done something unkind to you and it really hurt your feelings and it caught you by surprise? I had that happen to me recently, and it has been happening recently quite often. And I thought I'd ask you how you're handling it. I know that it's so difficult to navigate because the person who's hurting you is usually consistently showing up as themselves. So I had this huge revelation because I did what most of us do when we get hurt is I phoned a friend, and this friend had such wise words for me, and it really hit home for me. So I wanted to share her incredible wisdom with you. And she said to me, Wendy, it's not the situation that's upsetting. I don't think it's the situation that's upsetting you. It's the fact that you want this person to show up in kindness and with integrity. And this person is not. And it's hurting you. And you're constantly surprised by it. And for some reason, just hearing those words reflected back to me was like this aha moment. Like it's not about the other person. Nothing that's triggering our emotions is about the other person. Really, it's always about us and how we are processing what's happening to us and what's being reflected back to us. So this was a huge revelation for me that I have been expecting something from this person. I've been expecting to be treated a certain way by this person, and it's not possible. Therefore, I have some choices to make, right? I can alter my expectations and accept the person for who they are and stop being wounded by the behaviors and just go, oh, there you are, being yourself again, right? Which is hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's possible. Or I can choose to completely step back and take space or leave the relationship. And what's important is that we sit with ourselves and those feelings and the knowing, right? That it's really not the situation that's the trigger. It's how we are perceiving the situation and the filter and lens through which we're perceiving it. So that needs to shift, or we need to step back, like I said. So my thoughts are around this that it's important to take time to really sit with your feelings. I've been doing that. I've been really feeling my feelings. And you know what? They're not kind. They're kind of like F you. I don't like you right now. And I think it's important for us to feel our feelings and to allow ourselves to feel shitty and allow ourselves to not like a person if that's how we feel. It's also really important for us to be mindful of the choices we make and how we can go forward and support our own mental, emotional, and physical health, right? How can we go forward and elevate and invite things in and people in that are actually going to be good for us and distance ourselves from the people who are not good for us? That's the key, right? Is really honoring ourselves. And I'm finding as I navigate this and try to really navigate forward from my heart space, I think there's a happy medium that I can reach. And it always involves me checking in and using my discernment. Sometimes when we're interacting with family members, it's really complicated because if we're related, or if we're in a partnership or a friendship, there's this unrealistic expectation that people can throw up on you or be unkind or say really cutting things to you. And you're supposed to give them a hall pass and you're supposed to just give them a pass and pretend like it didn't happen and pretend like you don't have feelings about it. Because if you respond or if you react in a way that calls them on their shit, they're going to project and throw up all over you more. And I think we need to change that. I think we need to stand in our power and stay in our integrity and speak our truth, which is what I did in this circumstance. Not in an aggressive way, but from the heart, my truth, because we deserve to be heard. And if they can't hear you, then we need to leave the situation or leave the room and say, I'm going to take some space with this and not engage. So we have different options available to us when we're in these difficult situations with people in our lives. And we also have choices. Some people have to cut ties with their parents entirely, or their mom, or their dad, or whoever it is that's creating toxicity in their lives. Because the most important thing is that we preserve our mental and emotional well being. And also, of course, our physical well being if it's getting physical. But the thing about being confronted with behaviors that are sometimes hurtful, oftentimes emotionally abusive, we need to really choose ourselves, regardless of what people are going to say or the perception other people are going to have of us. Because ultimately, it's our responsibility to protect ourselves and our lives and our integrity and our health and well being. If we don't, no one else will. So, this requires boundaries. This requires discernment and checking in and doing what feels right and appropriate for you. And this really requires a tremendous amount of self love. Because a lot of times, by choosing you, you have to let somebody go that you care very deeply about, or you have some sort of tie to energetically. But we are entering a new age and a new earth and a new frequency on this planet that is demanding that we align and support our soul growth at all costs. And it's so difficult because we're programmed not to disappoint people. We're programmed to say yes when we want to say no. We're programmed to just take it and remain silent. And I'm not saying put yourself in physical jeopardy, but I am saying lean into yourself and decide what's appropriate for you. I spent many years of my life being silent because I was taught that I didn't have a voice, that I was supposed to behave and make people happy. And I was supposed to do what I was told and what was expected of me. And I did that really well at my own expense. And then one day, I started to heal. And I started to learn that I'm worthy and I have value and my opinion matters and I have something to say and I will say it. And as I went through my healing, the people around me did not like it. And they fought me and they tried to push me back in the box. And they asked, me to go back to being the person that I was because it benefited them. And I refused to go back in that box because I'm going to spread my wings and fly. And you can spread your wings and fly too. So if this message resonates with you and you're really trying to find answers, um, I would recommend that you take a look at my book. It's not expensive. It's called Finding the Path of Me. And I don't have a copy here to show you. I should have prepared better, but it's called Finding the Path of Me, and you can find it on barnesandnoble.com. Just so many platforms. You can just Google the title. And it's really about the journey of coming back to myself and finding my voice and stepping into my power and refusing to bow to the wishes of anyone because I have a right to be the most aligned and empowered version of myself going forward in my life. And I have a right to choose who I am in this world and not be cowed or shamed or bullied into being something that I'm not. And I refuse. I straight up refuse and I reject any attempts at putting me in a box, controlling me, making me feel less than. I refuse straight up. And that is a place that you will reach on your journey as you heal, as you step into your power, as you come forward into your mission and purpose here as a human, as a soul, as a divine being that you are. And I hope that you all can get there because when you are empowered and aligned and you're true to yourself and you speak your truth and you do not tolerate disrespect, your life will change. It will be painful at first because many people fall away and you're going to grieve it. You're going to grieve them. You're going to grieve the loss of it because it's been comfortable and your unhealthy patterns have sustained that kind of relationship. But trust me when I say, when you get to the other side of grief and you spread your wings and fly, there will be no turning back and no stopping you because you are going to know who you are. You're going to have clarity around why you're here and you're going to take life by the horns and just live your best life. So, to all of you, I'm sending love because I know navigating these things is so challenging. I hope that you love yourself enough to take my words to heart and really think about the relationships you're in and choose the ones that are supporting you and let go of the ones that are not. Have a beautiful day. Bye.